Om Gama Ganeshaya Namah. Dear friends, I hope everyone is doing fine. Now, this video is basically about understanding the financial promises of an individual from a chart through Ashtakavarga. Uh, this is a beginner's video, so anyone can try and test it and understand from this particular theory and can give the right prediction, the correct predictions about the financial stability of an individual. In a chart, to understand the financial prosperity, we need to understand few things. The first house, the second house, the fifth house, the ninth house, the 11th house. These are the houses which are basically involved for finances. First is everything. Second is your savings. Fifth and ninth are the trine, Lakshmi Sthana. 11th is your income. And Jupiter is a karak of wealth. Finance is a karak of luxury and finances. Mars is a karak of properties. So if these are the planets who are like strong in the chart, then certainly the financial promises are there. So this particular chart, as you can see in the screen, this particular chart, if we focus on the only about the savings and the income houses, we see that particularly the second lord, Venus, has come to the 12th house, and it is with Ketu in a enemy sign, Leo. And the particular 11th lord, Moon, is there in the third house and it is debilitated. So Moon is 1 degree 52 minutes. 3 degrees is the highest point of debilitation for Moon. So that means Moon is highly debilitated. So the question comes, that means it is showing that both the savings and the income of this particular gentleman, there is a problem. There is some issues in terms of the savings accumulation as well as the income of the individual, which is there is a lack of proper promise, what we can see in the chart. On the other hand, we know that the 12th house is a house of losses, and second house is a house of basically savings. So if the saving house has gone to the losses, so then there can be some high expenditure. In the 12th house, the expenditure, the savings lord who has gone, there is Venus. So Venus is the karak of marriage. Venus is the karak of wife. Venus is the karak of luxury. Venus is the karak of buildings, and it is with Ketu. So this gentleman and actually is basically having problems with his in-laws family, wife, and because of the wife, he's having some major expenditure and losses. But when we see the income also, we see that there is a debilitation. Now, if we need to conclude whether this person will be having a financial prosperity or not, how do we understand? Straight away from this particular Lagna chart, it's coming that this person will be having losses, will have some issues regarding the income as well as the savings. But will the financial flow will be there? How will be the overall scenario? So the theory says basically your two sutrams. The first sutram says if Lagna Lord, you have to see the Ashtakavarga in the Ashtakavarga. The theory says, which Parashara has said, that if any planet, Lagna Lord or any planet, if it is based in a sign which has a good points, irrespective of the debility, combustion, or whatever bad factors, but if the points are higher, then the person will be having at least the material benefit. At least that planet will not give any result. It's not like that. It will give results if the house where it is based, it has got a good point. In this particular Sarvashtaka, if you see that Venus is basically having Venus, focus here, Venus has gone to 12th house. Here he has given 4. 4 is the average. because 8 is the maximum good bindus a planet can give. So 4 is half of that average. And 12th house also has got 4. So whenever the 12th house has got a good point from Venus, or Venus is based there, it also shows that there is luxuries in life. So, like what we are saying, that Venus is there in the 12th house of this gentleman and it is given 4. So, there is some luxury spendings of this individual that also is coming out from this chart. Similarly, the 11th Lord Moon is actually as given in the 11th house 4 points, which is average. But in the third house, where it is debilitated and it is based, it has given 7 points in the own Vinnashtaka. So that means the moon, irrespective of the deep debility, it is with the 7 points in the particular chart. It shows the potential of this person for income. And actually, this person is having an income of more than lakhs rupees, like 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs rupees a month. But he has got a tremendous high expenditure where he is losing it everything. The points is losing, the financials are draining out, and these type of activities are happening. So he's in having the income. He's having that smooth, flexible, like the this particular like overall like this life in terms of financial flow. But always there is a minus because the expenditure is more. Okay. Now, what the Ashtakavarga theory says, what you need to do is you need to do two simple mathematics. The first mathematics is if the Lagna Lord is having more points than the 12th Lord, 12th house, if the Lagna house has got more point than the 12th house. So Lagna is everything. As a whole, it is you, and 12 is your loss. So if the Lagna has got a more points than the loss house, that means the Lagna is superior. So more than loss is profit. So that means the Lagna is in profit. So if that is a scenario, if the points of that Sarvashtaka is more than 28 and that Lagna has having more than the loss points, so that means the Lagna is having more points. So Lagna will be on gain and Lagna is everything. That's the first indication. Second indication is the 11th house of Kamai has to have more points than the 12th house. Why? Because 11th is the income and 12 is basically the losses. So if the income is more than the losses, then obviously you will also have a savings. In this case, it is 34 in the 11th house and 20 in the 12th house. So the income is more and the Lagna is 32 and the loss is 20. So Lagna is more than loss. And the second house, which is for the savings house, if it is less than the income thing, then we can understand that whatever he's earning, but the required financial savings he is not able to do. It is there is a deficit from this particular income. 34 is the income and 25 is the savings. So the Sutram says if the Lagna is more than the 12th house, if the 11th is more than the 12th house, and if the second is more than the 11th house, that means this person owed the money. This person has a knack of accumulation of money or into savings. But this particular person has got a lack of money than the income. So that means he's able to generate the money, but he's not able to save it. That is what the Ashtakavarga system is saying. The second system to cross check says if the Lagna, second house, fourth house, ninth house, 10th house, and 11th house. If you add everything, if it is more than 164, then there will be basically financial prosperity. But if the Dushtana, which is 6, 8, and 12, if it is more than 76, then the expenditure will be more than the income. So we see that the first house is 32, second house is 25, so 57, fourth house is 30, so 87, ninth house is 23, so 110, 10th house is 32, so 142, and 11th house is 34, so 176, more than 164. So financial prosperity is there, financial flow will be always there. But when we add the particular Dushtana is 29, 31, and 20. So we see that 21 plus 30 is 60 and 20 is 80 is more than 76. So the expenditure is more than the income because the Dushtana has got a higher point. Further, if you see, you have to see which particular house of Dushtana has got the highest points. We see the eighth house has got the highest points. Eighth house is also the house of basically like, medical expenses, like, the sudden losses. Also the, the in-laws, your in-laws, your like, wife or spouse family, the Kutumbastan. So this gentleman is having an issue with his wife, and there is a battle going on with the particular family. As we see, there is a 31. So basically, there is a financial drain of the money to the. What he's actually having is he's actually that particular money is actually going to that particular expenses. So that is the reason he is not able to save. So 31 is the one which is actually we can see it is also in terms of health, but here in this particular case, as we see, Venus is with Ketu, okay, and soon Ketu will be transiting over it, and the eighth house has got the highest point. So this gentleman is currently spending, although he has got the financial flow, regular intake of money is coming, but the expense are also on the higher side. Also, he spends on luxury items as Venus is there in the 12th house, representing the second lord. So, this is how, with these two sutrams, one is the Lagna has to be more than 12, the 11th has to be more than 12, and the second, if it is more than 11, then we hold. If it is less than 11, then the money is going somewhere. Where it is going? 6, 8, 12. You see, whichever is the highest points it is giving, that particular house, that particular significance, that money is going. If it is sixth, it is some like, some legal battles or some like, these health related issues. If it is eighth, again, it is health related issues or overseas traveling or like, the litigation cases where you need to give out the money to the others. It's a loss of bhagya, eighth house. And if it is the 12th house, then, in terms of like the, the full losses, it is going on, maybe some like financial venture which has like, which is going in losses or health losses, something like that. So like that, you can understand. So that is the first thing. And also you check from the first house, second house, fourth house, ninth house, 10th house, and 11th house. If it is more than 164, then certainly this person has got a financial promise in the chart, which you can say, yes, you have the promise, but your expenditure will be more than your income. Your expenditure is basically in the loss house, whichever planets are based, that's the expenditure into luxuries. And later there can be some debt also because Venus is a finance, Ketu is legal. So regarding the finance, there can be some debts also in the future, which is expected. So that is how, very easily you can actually understand a particular chart from the Ashtakavarga and you can predict. So thank you. I hope this will help. It's a beginner course, and I think this will help many people to understand the financial promise of a individual. So thank you, my friends. Thank you very much.